All right, let's go to the floor of the Republican National Convention, where NBC News correspondent Jacob Soboroff, as always, is making friends and winning people over to his winning charms. Jacob, what are you seeing?
Hi, Rachel. So we just heard from Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Ben Carson's coming up next. But if I could, I want to go back to Nikki Haley, as you've been talking about the news of the evening for just a little bit. Nikki Haley certainly, after being quite opposed, quite vocal, quite specifically against former President Donald Trump. I think she called him unhinged at one point. She showed up for him tonight. The South Carolina delegation, where I am tonight, has showed up. Come with me for 1 second. Has showed up for former President Donald Trump. And in fact, you know, I heard you guys talking about there was some booing originally when Nikki Haley came out into the stage. There was not booing. You were telling me, hi, sorry to interrupt you. I met this nice lady earlier. You were saying there was no booing back here when Nikki Haley came onto the stage.
Absolutely no booing, 100%. We were yelling, Nikki, 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 and applauding.
Okay, so they were very happy. So if they were happy to see Nikki Haley, if Nikki Haley was happy to see President Trump, one thing I do want to point out is I don't know if it was returned back the other direction. If you look at where you were saying the seats are not great here, right?
Well, I'd like to be a little bit closer. So it would be nice to be a little bit closer.
So check this out, Rachel, South Carolina delegation. We're in pretty much the last row.
Oh, yeah.
As far away as you could possibly be from the stage. Come with me. I want to give you take you for a little walk. We're here alongside the District of Columbia.
Alaska and D.C. Oh.
Yeah, Alaska. Here's Utah. No fans of Donald Trump back in the day. Here's Maryland. The Northern Mariana Islands are here as well. Hi, thank you very much for accommodating us. Really appreciate that. You can't even see former President Trump from the South Carolina section. If you take a look from here, you had to come up to the Northern Mariana Islands to get a good view of former President Trump. There he is, sitting next to Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance. And it was kind of strange, Rachel, actually, to watch former President Trump when Nikki Haley came out. You guys probably actually had a closer long lens look at him than I did. But if there was excitement, you couldn't quite see it from up there in the box. It was contentious. I'm sure he's happy to have her here and have her endorsement. But there's a lot of strange bedfellows in this room tonight, and you can sort of feel it in this corner of the arena.
And corner is the operative word, Jacob. That really does seem like that's like beyond bad seats. I don't. Oh, does he want you to move? Is he mad? No, he's okay.
No, are you? I'm okay, right?
You're great.
Okay, I'm great,
Oh,
he said.
Oh,
Thank you.
good.
Thanks very much.
Okay, I love that guy.
I'm great.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, those do seem like terrible seats. Jacob, thank you for sorting that out for us. I also want you to have better seats from where you are, which means you have to leave South Carolina and go to the Northern Marianas Islands in order to get it. Just seems weird.
We're on our way, Rachel. I'm on my way to Guam. See you later.
All right. Very good. Jacob Soboroff joining us. That's kind of amazing. I mean, the other thing,
Trump won the South Carolina primary.
Yeah. But that is, I mean, they really stuffed them back there in the supply closet, man. I mean, maybe it's just coincidence, but I will say, I didn't want to ask Jacob this because I didn't want to make him answer this in front of all those people who he now has to spend the whole evening with. I don't want to put him in a weird spot. But it does also look like the whole place is kind of empty.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe tonight's the night.
Yeah, Tuesday nights. I feel like they really do fill up over the course of the week.
Yes.
Although the other weird thing is traditionally, right, the whole way it worked was like you don't see the bride before the wedding. Like the nominee doesn't come until the last night, and it sort of fills up and it builds up. Like Trump wants to be there all the time because he wants the center of attention on him. But also, like, one of the things about being the nominee is that you don't have to sit through a bunch of speeches. It's very funny to me to keep cutting to him because it's like not the most riveting thing in the world. He's given himself the job of just like sitting there and listening.
Didn't it look like he fell asleep the other day?
It was praying. It was praying. That was, I think, misinformation, not disinformation. I think people were mistaken. He did look sleepy because of the way he was slumped over, but it was the moment that the prayer was happening.
But I'm sure
in the moment I noted it. I'm telling you, I saw it. Yes.
I do believe he relishes having Nikki Haley, whether he is not expressing it facially. Having Nikki Haley begin by saying, "I fully endorse Donald Trump." It's a moment he was going to not miss. It's more like an Indian wedding, having been to many Indian weddings in my experience, where the bride and groom are out for several days.
That's
of
right.
The wedding,
yes, it's more like
rather than just at the end.
Lawrence, I wanted to ask you about what you were saying earlier at the top of the night, top of our coverage here, about what have been relatively low television ratings for these proceedings. You had suggested that maybe Trump's there a lot more than you would expect to see the nominee because he's trying to to goose those ratings a little bit? He thinks being there himself might.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure whether he would have gone without the assassination attempt, I don't know. But I'm sure when he decided to go, one of the things in his mind was, well, this will certainly help Monday's ratings.
Oh.
That's actually bad news if it did, because it means if he didn't show up, they would have gotten less than 19 million people. And so these ratings are pretty low for a first night of a convention. We have last night's ratings. And this is the forum where you're supposed to try to reach out to some voters you don't already have, which previous Trump conventions have not been good at. And so this is, people watching it here are people who are very interested in this. And it's entirely possible that of the people watching it here, they don't all intend to vote for Donald Trump. Maybe none of them intend to vote for Donald Trump. So remember, in the 19 million, there's a solid 5 million watching who are hoping this ticket fails, minimum of 5 million watching. So there's no more than 13 million people or so who are cheering for this ticket, who are actually watching this thing tonight. So this is, in terms of compared to past televised conventions, of the 1960s and 70s, this is a very, very small event.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn, MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.